Hello everyone. Today we will discuss object creation in Python. Our agenda is to complete object creation in Python, memory segments of Python runtime environment, process behind the object creation that is handled by the Python, and finally we have an example here to show how object creation is done in Python. Let's move for that. This is our example code. Using this I will teach how object going to create in Python. Before going to that, we should have some knowledge on memory segments. Using that, how object creates and where object going to store and what are the memory segments going to use while object creation. I will show that here. In RAM, we have PRE, Python Runtime Environment region. In this Python Runtime Environment region, we had 4 memory segments: code segment, stack segment, heap segment, and static segment. And this code segment contains code whatever written by programmer. This code segment contain codes here, like our example also present in this code section. Then comes stack segment. In stack segment we have activation record and local variables. Then heap segment. In heap segments, all objects present and instance variable also present. Then last, that is static segment. In this static segment, we have static method and static variable. These 4 segments are most important to create objects. In that, the heap segment is, this one is the most important to store the objects, and this heap segment contain all objects in it. Now let's move to our example. There I will show how object going to create. This is our example. In this example we have one dog class and one main method. Now we will trace out our example. For that we will consider one operating system here. We have OS here. OS gives control to the main method. And one more important thing is how to identify main method is important, because many of them used to tell there is no main method in Python. No, that's wrong. Main method is present in every programming language, because main method is needed to start the program execution, because this machine don't know how to start program, from where it start execution of program. So main method is tells him to start the execution program from here. So today I will tell how to identify main method. In Python we have many classes, many functions. Main method is present outside of every class and outside of every function. So I will show main method in our program. This is our main method. From here to here it's our main method. This main method is outside of our doc class and init function. So operating system gives control to this main method. Okay. Yeah. Now control present in main method. Once control given by the OS, it going to create activation record for the main method. That is I have created here. Once after creating activation record, it going to write whatever the lines or statement present in that, it going to write in this activation record. So now we have first line as d is equal to doc class. So now actually our control present here. I have shown it with this green color. Control is present here. Control now going to execute whatever after this equal sign is there, no, right side, that going to execute now. So we have first dog. When it going to see dog class, automatically it going to call the dunder or magical method. That is have shown here. This is the magical method. That is double underscore new double underscore. This is the dunder method. This going to call and it does some process here. What actually does means we move to heap and it going to allocate a block of memory, that is this one, and it gives address to that. So this is the process of this new magical method. now it does its process, and it going to delete its activation block. Now this activation block is not present. Okay, this is deleted. So now next what happens means it moves to here. Now control is present here in this open and close parenthesis. So this is nothing but it calls to init method. Call for the init method. In Java, call for the default constructor is there now. Same process this also does here. It calls to init method. So control move from here to this init method. Control now present here. So it scans all the line whatever present there. Before that, it's going to create activation block for init. That is I have done here. This is so activation block is created. All lines are going to write inside the activation block and execution starts. Now self variable is written here and it gives address to that. It gives address to that. That is 4000. This process done by Python. It gives address now. This process done by Python. Once after the activation block of self is created and written all lines inside, then the self variable also written inside this now address given by this Python, and it's going to refer to this block of address. Self is a reference variable. Next line is self.name. This one going to execute. Self means now it's pointing to 4000 address block. Dot means enter, and it's going to enter this 4000 memory block. Inside it going to check is there any name variable. If it present, assign this none value to that. If it not present, create first name variable there, then going to assign this none value. So it going to write here name, and it going to assign the value to that as none. Name created and memory block is created and the value is given. Like next line self.breed. So it comes to self means 4000 and enters to 4000 memory block, and same process does it. Going to write the breed and it allocate a memory and gives value to that none. Like that same thing happen to cost also. Now all lines of execution from this init is done. So control move to the same location. Before moving that control, this control going to delete this activation block for whatever given to this self was there. Now this is also going to delete. Now in the stack we have only activation block for main method. Top of the stack present only activation block for main method. These two things are deleted. Okay, so this reference also deleted. At the simultaneous time, when it going to delete this reference, it going to assign this reference to this thing. So now this D is pointing to this heap. Inside this heap 4000 memory block. How it happens I will tell. When it control came from this init to same location where it went from this dock class. Now control is present here. Okay, control is present here. This thing whatever the RHS side was present there, now this is going to assign to LHS. Then this D is referring to this memory block, this thing. Yeah, so now D referring to this memory block. We next line is print D dot name. We have print D dot name. So D means now 4000 it referring D. D is reference variable. It created here in activation block of main method here. So D dot name. D means it moves from here to dot enter. Dot in the sense enter 4000 memory block. Get whatever present in name block and show in the output. That's all. Like same thing happened to D dot breed. It moves to here and it get whatever present in breed and it displays in output. Same thing happened to cost. Now activation block of main also going to delete activation record whatever present here. Now this thing it also going to delete because all the execution process is done. So it going to delete this activation record. Now stack is empty. Once reference going to delete, then object also going to delete from the heap. So this object also going to delete because all process is done now. So it's going to give control to back to the OS. This stack is now is full of empty, heap is full of empty. Inside heap, referenceless object was there. Now that is collected by garbage collection GC. GC comes around 60 to 70% of work done. It comes at 60 to 70% and it collects all referenceless object and it cleans the memory. So now we don't have anything in stack or in heap, full free, memory free. So now operating system gets back its control to himself. Now our process is done, object creation is done. This is the process that is going to execute behind the user. This completes object creation in Python. Now I will show output for our example code. This is our example code. This is our output. For name we got none, and for breed also we got output none, and for cost we got 0 because we assigned this value and we got this one. If you want to assign different value, you can assign any value for name and breed and cost. Then you will get whatever you assigned value. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.